Hello guys, welcome back to World War Sprue. Today we have a game of Clash of Steel coming to you. Early War Germans taking on an early war British and French mixed force. Alright, both sides are deployed. We got a Kubelwagen up on the line, Flak 88 up on the line, couple machine gun teams. One over here, one over here. Some infantry. All of Liam's tanks are headed up towards the center. And on the other side, I have all my tanks behind a building. And then some infantry. I have a mortar and an armored car behind the house. I got a 25 pounder, and then I also got a 2-pounder. That's hoping to do some anti-tank fire and then some infantry. For reserves, Liam has his Sturmgeschütz, his Flammpanzer 2, his other Kubelwagen, and a squad of infantry, and I have 2 A-13s. Alright, end of round 1, the German motorcycle sidecar moved up and took the objective. The Germans, plus their Italian friend, took advanced up to take the objective, but they don't control it because the 2 tanks became pinned down. That was thanks to fire from the now dead Humber Mark II that was killed by the 88, and the Matilda II, who shot at the 38T. So the Germans have 6 points for an objective and 2 kills. They also killed the 2-pounder, while the British have none. And in round 2, the Vickers light tank moved up to the objective, and that plus some shooting from the Matilda did a lot of damage to the tanks. It's pinned down the Panzer III tank commander and the 38T, and in a morale test roll-off, it beat the L3. So now the British have control of that objective. The mortar team observed the Flak 88 that had managed to kill the poor little Humber Mark II. And with a single shot, ranged in and destroyed it using the HE round. The British infantry moved up onto the objective, and now we hold that. And the A-13 Mark II moved onto the board. Additionally, the Stug 3 moved onto the board. They fired a couple shots, but nothing hit. So round 3 is looking like it's going to be more action. Score right now is currently tied at 9-9. Alright. End of the next round. A lot of carnage over here. The objective is a contested objective, so it's worth 3 victory points. A lot of things died. The Vickers died. The Panzer III died. The 38T is basically abandoned. Panzer IV did move up. This Mark III managed to kill the Stug before he was killed by the Panzer IV. And then the other A-13 Mark II moved onto the board. The Samoa was killed by the Panzer II. It's supposed to be a Flammpanzer II, but it's a Flammpanzer II weapons profile, but that actually isn't in the early war. So we'll figure out some way to rectify that at the end. Otherwise, just last round of battle, so we'll see who wins. Score is 18, me, 16, my opponent, going into the 4th round. End of the 4th and final round of battle, and the British Matilda moved up. Killed the Panzer II. The other British A-13 managed to do nothing to the Panzer IV, but the Panzer IV did set the A-13 on fire. Fortunately, he stayed on the board. Nothing much else happened. The Panzer II got destroyed, and the infantry died more. So, I control one objective, and then my opponent controls the other one. And then the center one is contested. So that'll be the end of the battle. The British will win 23-19.